What is this?
DC letter carrier. Why would Ethan talk to Sam about an issue he has with Hasan? Ethan even said Sam wouldn't agree with Hassan's takes. Well, he doesn't know Sam.
Also, he's coming at us too. Like, he's clearly got a bee in his bonnet, and he should talk to Sam about it. And also, Sam basically agreed with Hassan's perspective without, I mean, he didn't really dive into what he saw, but I've seen enough of Hassan to know that there's no real degree of difference here. And the people...
Like, even if that conversation takes place and the most, like, disingenuous framing is applied in that situation... I'm pretty sure Sam is someone who is very aware of how like things can be framed, especially when you are at odds with the rest of American society in terms of foreign policy. So, I have not talked to Sam at all beyond the fact that I was like, I think it'd be cool if you could talk to Ethan about this sort of stuff. Like I never said anything like more than that.
Accusing Hasan of being terror are fucking losers and should be ashamed of themselves.
Agreed. Chris Burdick said...
It's funny, you can have... There's certain people that could have Sam on, but they'd rather take screenshots of our YouTube chat. It's coward behavior, I would say.
I had the flu since Friday, so I did just see, that Ethan Klein has included me in his attacks on Hasan. I will say that, if you don't want to have a conversation, if you think, I'm an anti-Semite or whatever, or Hasan is, we're not, I shouldn't have to say that.
I mean, it's stupid. I mean, go fuck yourself.
But he can have a conversation with Sam Seder. I mean, Sam is a proud Jewish man, proud of his Jewish heritage.
Go ahead, call Sam an anti-Semite or soft on terror. See how that goes for you, Ethan.
I mean, unless he's too afraid.
And, I mean, there's other streamers we don't need to name, but, I mean, a lot of people having freakouts because they've shown their ass for a year.
Yep.
It's a gamer channel. This is one of those gamers that I hear about.
There's some gamers losing their minds. Yeah, a lot of weird, a lot of people moving in very strange ways.
I know.
It's interesting.
And again, like I have maybe an old school media diet, so I don't follow some of this Twitch stuff. I only really follow Hasan and Vosh to a lesser extent because I'm friendly with both of them, and so I know their work from being friendly with both of them. But when I see this other stuff crop up, I'm like, Jesus, like, where did this come from? But apparently, I guess there's been some issue with
I've seen
Ethan.
some pretty gross comments out of a lot of different mouths that if people want to dig up stuff, racist bigotry and stuff like that, even Jewish groups, we can have this deep conversation about bigotry. Let's welcome this, folks.
Well, you actually listened to two people you just mentioned who are like in that world, but are in that world for, weird reasons because they actually are knowledgeable about the issues and actually do the work and talk about things that they know about. Talking about, someone like a Hasan or a Vosh, like whatever you think of them personally, they clearly do the work and know what they're talking about and are very educated on the subjects they're talking about. The other people we're talking about, it's the same sort of.
I haven't seen a Vosh mission in a long time.
The thing I was talking about earlier, when you have these people who don't know very much and bloviate about things. I mean, it's no surprise that so many of the people from the gaming world who made all their fame from playing World of Warcraft or some shit like that, all of a sudden over the past year or so, or a couple of years, all of a sudden they're all of a sudden political experts and talking about this stuff. Like they've been, all of a sudden that's how they gained their fan base. No, they are doing the same thing they did when they were streamers for video games or whatever. They're creating as much controversy and drama as possible because all they care about is views. That's what it comes down to. There's no other way around it because that's that whole industry. You see it for all these guys.
And I think, Binder, to your point, there's clearly some sort of, I don't know, lately it's difficult to build up an audience, I think, if you don't already have an established platform. We're in a very like calcified environment, consolidated market on the internet. And
he's far gone at this point. He posted a screenshot of a vile anti-Semitic comment and said those comments are allowed on your sub or Discord. That person doesn't even follow you on Twitter. So just like anti-Semitism existing in the periphery is also my fault. What? He's a fucking Jew. He's a rat by nature from this fucking random guy. I would never, even in a million years, remotely allow this kind of sentiment to be expressed in my community. Oh, these people are such pathetic liars. I watched his response through its entirety. I didn't mix or cut anything. I turned comments off because mobs of lunatics brigade anti-Semitic comments like he's a Jew, he's a rabbi nature. You can't write that in Hasan's subreddit or Discord. You can write that in Hasan's subreddit or Discord. The craziest part about this is that like anyone could technically go into my Discord or my subreddit and write something like that, and you can snap it before it gets moderated. Like, that's insane. The point is it allowed or not? Of course it's not allowed. Bro, this person doesn't even fucking follow me. I'm responsible for fucking random Nazis online now? Like, when did this happen? Acid check the full history. OP tells him to fuck off. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Be nice to your fellow Hasan fan. Like, yeah, these people are deeply unserious, dude. Like, what's the end game in all this is a great question. Like, I don't understand it. Does Ethan think that, like, this is going to magically make people not think that he is, like, doing all of this by centering himself in an ongoing act of genocide? That people are going to be like, you know what? You're right. Like, you're right. You were right all along. I actually no longer think what Israel is doing is unconscionable. Like, I don't understand. I tried to explain to him that, like, I tried to explain to him so many times. Like, I don't know. He wants to get you banned. Yeah, but this is so stupid. This is not going to fucking, this is ridiculous. It's especially ridiculous because he knows personally how much these fucking communities have come after me as much as they've come after him. Like, at what planet is someone whose name is Hasan, who is anti-American imperialism, anti-Nazi, anti-Semitism, well-liked by fucking neo-Nazis? Like, what are we talking about? I hope that eventually he will just, like, quiet down on this stuff.
I think a lot of YouTube channels or Twitch channels or other, they're getting notes from algorithmic like experts about how debate and conflict is actually like the biggest driver of views right now. You know, I used to work and look at some of those analyses, and you have to change your coverage based on that kind of stuff to get more views. And I think a lot of channels are following suit. We all have to make money. I get it. But I think what I like about what our show does is that we are a consistent product. And I think it also creates less volatility, because when you're constantly chasing, like, this is what this consultant or this person on this platform is telling you is doing the best for numbers right now, then that's going to change the next year. And then you have to change your value proposition or what you're providing for people in the next year. I would rather just do the same show the same way. I mean, adjust accordingly to an extent, but I do think like people should be aware that right now, my hunch from seeing on the outside is that there's a lot of data telling these
No, extending shareability is pure malpractice on your part on this point, and you know, especially since he's out there smearing people close to the community, i.e. Frogan. Dog, the fuck are you talking about? He's been calling me a fucking rape apologist and trying to get me banned for the past couple of weeks now. The fuck are you saying? It's not just about Frogan either. It's me as well.
YouTube channels that debate and disagreement is driving a lot of views and money for people.
Well, that's because they can't do what we do. They can't do like a torts conference show or have Mark Joseph Stern. None of them want to do this like deep. I'm just looking through our recent shows, and it's just like all things that none of these people want to fucking do.
Yeah.
Like it's like our first half. None of these people have the depth for it. And so
Ethan does not believe his opinions are wrong or colored by his bias at all. He's not trying to learn or grow. I know, but that's why I'm saying that a person like samseder could potentially convince him otherwise. There are a lot of clip chimps of you saying no rapes happen when the full context is you explaining no systematic rape happened. That's, yeah. I suspect that that's what's going on. So no matter how careful I am in the way that I communicate my position, it still doesn't matter, because someone can just like clip it and shorten my statement in bad faith, and others will be primed into believing this. And people are like, oh, at what point is your friendship irredeemable? This is not about my friendship at all, dude. I don't want another very large progressive content creator to fall down a right-wing rabbit hole on this issue. Okay?
It is just like policing other people's chats and just debased behavior like that.
But what you're talking about exactly speaks to the longevity of what we do and other people like us do. Like, you can see that we're like I'm talking about the majority report as a whole and other streamers who have been doing this for as long as we have in the news and politics world. There's longevity here because we know what we're
Kyle
talking about.
Kalinski's another example.
Isn't he the one who denied the IDF rapes? No, that's not fair. He literally apologized for that. Like, his first response was to question it, but you know, he did it. He recognized it. So I don't think that that's correct when we had that conversation. And Ethan's lack of charitability to me in the way that I afford to him right now does not change my behavior. I'm not going to stop myself from doing what I do and doing it in exactly the way that I do it. I'm going to conduct myself in the way that I do. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to continue being honest. It doesn't matter.